This was the largest economic crisis that affected nearly every country in the world and led to devastating consequences. Over the course of 4 years, it infiltrated industries, agriculture, and trade, causing irreversible changes in culture and both domestic and foreign policies of nations. The Great Depression. The start of the global economic crisis is commonly considered to be the day of the stock market crash in the United States on Wall Street. On October 24, 1929, stock prices fell rapidly. This day became known as Black Thursday in history. On October 28 and 29, market prices hit critically low levels. Securities value drop led to $40 billion losses by year-end. In the next 3 years, nearly 5,000 banks went bankrupt after generously lending to individuals eager to buy stocks. People rushed to withdraw their savings from the remaining financial institutions. Thus, the amount of money in circulation increased more than 12 times. Firms and factories closed en masse, and unemployment rose. According to official data, over 30 million people in 32 developed countries were left without jobs, 14 million of them in the United States. The situation for small entrepreneurs, farmers and middle-class individuals rapidly worsened. Most people fell below the poverty line. In the Soviet Union, the Great Depression coincided with decolonization and the Holodomor. However, the Soviet economy was isolated from the global one. As a result, the true events taking place within the Soviet Union were not widely disclosed. The illusion of the USSR's success during this difficult time only contributed to the spread of communist and socialist ideologies in other countries. Their popularity grew, especially in Germany. During the Great Depression, the National Socialist German Workers' Party, led by Adolf Hitler, came to power here. The Socialist National Front also gained popularity in France. Although the economic crisis did not affect the country as severely as others, the rise in unemployment led to widespread riots. The countries most affected by the Great Depression were the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, and the United States. The consequences for America were the most severe. Industrial production in the United States was halved. Food prices skyrocketed. President Herbert Hoover attempted to stabilize the situation and implement various economic programs, but they were unable to make any critical changes. In June 1930, Congress approved the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act, which raised tariffs on imported goods. The government's goal was to encourage the population to buy American-made products. Other countries quickly responded by increasing tariffs on American imports. As a result, Congress's decision only deepened the Great Depression. In 1932, Franklin Roosevelt was elected President of the United States, and by the following year he managed to begin addressing the country's economic situation. He introduced the New Deal program, which involved state monopolistic regulation of the economy. This included initiatives to consolidate producers into large enterprises, the implementation of a social program, establishing a minimum wage, limiting working hours, introducing pensions and regulating prices. Despite controversial acts from Roosevelt's New Deal, some contested in the Constitutional Court, the economy gradually improved. Within 3 years, industrial production in the U.S. even surpassed the levels recorded before the Great Depression. The world felt the effects of the massive economic crisis until the late 1930s. It was then that World War II began, leading to large-scale government purchases of weapons. The stock market took 25 years to recover after the Great Depression. Researchers of the 1930s crisis don't identify a single cause for the Depression's onset. Some believe it was caused by a reduction in the money supply due to the wrong policies of the U.S. Federal Reserve, while others argue that the main cause was the expansion of this money supply during the 1920s. Some theories suggest the Great Depression was caused by a decline in international trade, excessive investments in redundant production, and rapid population growth. Perhaps, the greatest economic crisis of the 20th century was caused by all of these factors combined.